Okay, guys, so in my experience teaching students at AUIS, you memorize things without understanding what they mean, and restrictive, non-restrictive clauses is the primary example. So instead of memorizing non-restrictive clauses need commas, la la la, let's try to understand what these terms mean. If I say, I saw the man, which man am I talking about? How many men are there in Sulaymaniyah? A bazillion, right? So if I say, I saw the man who stole my lunch, now that man becomes very specific. That man becomes unique. Probably only one person has stolen my lunch. That's a restrictive clause. It makes the noun before it absolutely unique. It makes it absolutely singular. You know exactly the person or thing I'm talking about. That's what it means to restrict. If I say to you, restrict means limit. I saw the man, and there are a million men. Which men? Which man did I see? But if I say to you, I saw the man who stole my lunch, who stole my lunch limits the possibility of 1 million men that are here down to the one person who stole my lunch. Non-restrictive clauses don't make the noun any more specific. And I know you learn in level 2 that non-restrictive clauses usually follow proper nouns. That is true. But if there's only one of something, the clause that follows is non-restrictive. And or, if the clause that follows doesn't give any more information to make the noun it's describing unique, then it's non-restrictive. So you have to read these sentences at the sentence level, and you have to understand what they're saying. Oh my God, reading! That's right. Who scored the goal makes football player specific. Which I am reading makes book specific. Where I live makes district specific. Because there are many football players, books, and districts in the world. The adjective clauses in yellow in the example sentences make the nouns they describe unique. These are the typical examples that you're used to seeing. Mrs. Tan, comma, who is my English teacher, comma, went to Korea last winter. Mrs. Tan is a proper noun. She's specific. Therefore, the clause that follows is non-restrictive. Because who is my English teacher doesn't make Mrs. Tan any more specific. She already is. My dog, comma, which is barking, comma, is in the backyard. This sentence, I only have one dog, which is why this is non-restrictive. More on that later. Dahuk, comma, which is a beautiful city, comma, is near Turkey. Again, proper noun. There's only one of it. If I say my brother, no comma, who lives in Berlin, no comma, is an accountant, who lives in Berlin makes brother specific. If I need a phrase to make brother specific, then I have to have more than one brother. It's like, I saw the man who stole my lunch. Who stole my lunch makes the man specific because there's more than one man in Sulaymaniyah. Who lives in Berlin makes my brother specific because maybe I have a brother that lives in LA and another brother that lives in New York. Here it's not so clear. That's not true. Here you need to use some critical thinking skills to understand that who lives in Berlin is defining, is restrictive, which is why there are no commas. But look at sentence number 2. My brother, comma, who lives in Berlin, comma, is an accountant. In sentence 2, because I am using commas, I'm telling you who lives in Berlin is not important to know that which brother I'm talking about. Therefore, I must have only one brother if who lives in Berlin is extra information. You guys might need to listen to these explanations more than once. I don't want to get an email that says, I don't understand the difference when you've only listened to it once. You need to actually think it through. Here's another good example. It is biologically impossible for anyone to have more than one father. You might have a stepfather, but it is biologically impossible to have more than one father. There is one and only one sperm donor for each egg. It is biologically impossible. Therefore, my father, who is a taxi driver, doesn't like to exercise, is correct because you only have one father. Who is a taxi driver is extra information. Number 2 is illogical. Who is a taxi driver can't make my father specific. My father already is specific because I can only have one father.